hello folks, it's me, Bragi. Good day to you. I used to be an adventurer, but I took an arrow in the knee. Now, I am here today to tell you another folk tale. Oh yes, it is a folk tale day, and we love a folk tale round here. So, you know what to do folks. Go and grab a nice cold or hot drink, preferably a cup of tea, and sit down and enjoy this tale. Now the other day I was limping around a longhouse in the nearby village, and I got sat down and I got talking to a man. He was from up north and was from Shetland, and we got talking about the many things and the many aspects of life, and he told me a story, a tale about a man whose name was Simon of Gott and the Mermaid. Now many years ago this happened. There was a woman, and this woman's name was Ola. She was a wise old woman, and she had a nice long house on an island of Shetland. And it was winter. And in the winter time, well, you couldn't go out to sea often. The waves were too choppy and dangerous. And, well, the soil wasn't very good for growing crops, so you've spent most of your time inside working on your clothing or counting your silver coin if you're rich. And these people were gathered around one day, a number of people from Shetland, and they were all telling tales. Tales about the merfolk. And you may be asking yourself, well, Bragi, what are the merfolk? Well, the merfolk are the folk, the people that live in the sea. And you know them as mermaids and mermen. Now, a long time ago there was a man, his name was Simon of Gott. And he was named that because Gott was the small village or Villani in Anglo Saxon where he lived. And well, he was a farmer, but he wasn't a very good farmer. But he had a better reputation at being a fisherman. And if you live in an island community, fishing was very important, for you could dry your fish in summer and live off it throughout the winter. And after all, you have to eat and fill your belly on a daily basis. And one day, the weather was fine, the seas were calm, and the old man, Simon of Gott, decided to go and get on his little longboat, or a long ship, and go out sailing to a place he knew where the fishing was good. And so he said to his manservant, "Come on you, Olaf, you must come with me, we're going fishing." And you may be asking, well, what type of fishermen were they? Well, they fished in a method called line fishing. And we'll talk about that at the end, and why fishing was very important. And so, old Simon, he got a nice, very good twine, a good rope, with a number of hooks. And at the bottom, well, he had a good stone, and the stone had a hole in the centre, so he could anchor it to the floor of the sea. And, well, him and his work colleague, they went out and they rowed and they rowed and they rowed for a good hour, until they came in the place in the sea where the sea was calm and the fishing was good. And it was midday, the sun was up, middle of the sky. And Simon knew that he had some time to fish. And so he threw the line out carefully, not to entangle his foot and fall over into the ocean. And slowly the line and the weight sunk. And some time passed, an hour, and they caught nothing. But then very suddenly the boat moved and bobbed and up and down. And they knew, Simon knew, that they had a big fish. But unknowing to them, it was not a fish. Watch and you'll find out. And so, Simon, he got hold of the line and he tried to pull the line up. He said to the gods, "Almighty Thor, give me the strength to pull up this line." And although he got some strength from that, it was not enough. So he called over to Olaf. "Olaf, come here, you must help." And so Olaf came, and Olaf grabbed the rope behind him. And both men that were very strong, pulled and pulled until the rope and the hook started to come up. And the manservant Olaf, he started to look over and he said, "I can't see nothing yet, keep pulling, Simon." And so Simon and Olaf pulled and pulled until, again, Olaf looked over. And this time he could see a kind of a figure in the water. He said, "There's something down there, keep pulling." And again, with another mighty heave, they pulled. And then the servant Olaf, he could make out a figure of a woman. And he knew that it was a mermaid. Well, Simon, he gave the most massive shriek of terror. Ha! He hated merfolk, and he very quickly got his knife, his sea axe, and he stabbed the mermaid in the chest. Blood came on the water, and very slowly the mermaid sank and was not seen again. Did the mermaid die? Well, we do not know, and I do hope the mermaid lived. So some time passed, and Simon, well, he ventured never to go out in the sea again. He vowed and he promised the gods, and even the new white Christ, that he would never set sail to sea. And some time passed. Then one day Simon was walking along the beach on Shetland, and he came to a stream where the beach and the stream met, a little inlet. And then very suddenly a green mist encircled the beach and encircled Simon. And Simon of Gott was never seen again. And so this is how the story goes, folks. Beware of the merfolk. Treat them kindly, and they will bring you good luck. And after this life, when Simon promised never to go to sea, well, he had a very bad life until his death and disappearance. His crops failed, he lost coin, trees would not grow on his land, and some say that he was cursed by the merfolk. The end of the story. Now we do hope, well I do, and of course Egil, hope that you enjoy this tale, this Scottish tale from Shetland, and we will tell more. Ha! We will definitely. And let's just talk about fishing. In the Dark Ages, in the age of the Angles and the Saxons, in the age of the Viking, you could do two ways to fish. You could have a net, and we all know in Viking mythology that the net was created to capture Loki. But you could also have line fishing, and line fishing is still practiced today. In fact, I've been out sea fishing and practiced line fishing myself. I have very good sea legs. It is my Viking blood. And you have a long line with a number of hooks, and you have a weight at the bottom. And in the old days you would let your line go, and you would probably weigh your boat a bit so that the line spread out, and then you would wait. Now you may, in the modern time, leave a buoy and anchor your line, but in those days, well, you didn't have anything that could float, so you had to fish there and then. And if you caught some fish, well, you was very lucky, and you could eat them there and then back on the shore, have a nice fish stew, or you could dry them in the wind. And that was done. And there was also the tradition of having rotten fish and leaving fish in a barrel to ferment, and then the Vikings would love the flavour of those rotten fish. So Until we meet again, it's goodbye from me. Ha! Wise I am, with my limp from the arrow in the knee. Goodbye. I'm going for sure.